exploring cultural fusion, coffee innovations, and evolving marketing strategies in a transformed New York.
It's Kardashians everywhere. You know what I mean? It's it's something else out here, And when you look at it, you're like, yo, there's no way you can't be something Mexican or something Irish or something other because there's so many different blends of cultures. And now 40 years later, you know, this culture looks just like New York in certain parts. And it's so dope because even if they don't know they got swag, they already had it. You can't just, it's either you got it or you don't. And I seen that in this culture. So when I grabbed the name Soul Alley and I said, you know what? We're going to the Soul Alley Coffee. That's the coffee part of the business, which, obviously, why uh, I'm selling coffee. I got here and I was a Starbucks baby. And you couldn't tell me different. I just came from China. Starbucks makes a great cup. It looks good, but the coffee's shit. Sorry, Starbucks, but it is. And, they burn all their beans. And, during COVID, Starbucks was closed. So I had to go to Circle K. And I was like, all right, what is this? Give me a black coffee, man. Don't put no milk. Don't put no sugar in it. I just want to taste this. And I tasted their black coffee and it had me bouncing off the walls. And I was like, fuck, this coffee costs like 20 cents for this cup. I wonder how much they paid for it. And I started reverse engineering the coffee until I found a few coffee partners, packaging, sent a bunch of bags to the US, and I gave it to a lot of my coffee enthusiast friends. And I got them hooked on the coffee that is cracked for us. Mm-hmm. And we started importing Soul Alley softly over the past year and a half. And the reception of Vietnamese coffee has been incredible because the variables were all in place.
This coffee is so good. Like before I got here last year, I had no idea like how much coffee they export. I didn't realize that coffee culture.
Well,
but yeah.
Here, look at the variables being in place. It was so dope. We had COVID, right? And why do you drink coffee in the morning? Wake up, get you up, get you functional. You need that quick burst of dopamine. It just boom. This got a gallon of it in one sip. That exactly. So I'm bouncing off the walls now. I just drank coffee downstairs an hour ago. But point being is like, I'm watching the essential workers and I'm like, yo, you know what? When I drank coffee in New York in the bodegas back when it was 50 cents, right? And this was in the recent future. This was recently. I said, yo, you know who keep the same hours? Cops and criminals. Mm-hmm. Pimps, whores, cops, criminals, construction workers, handymen, and the like, right? I said, you know what the variable is here? They all at the same bodega buying this coffee. So now when I got back to New York last year, that swill, that garbage that's in there was $3.50. And I said, yo, the added value that I could bring just by putting my coffee in those places is phenomenal. So we started buying coffee machines, and I took a couple coffee machines to the firehouse. Yo, just buy the coffee.
Are you doing this only in New York City or other places?
No, I'm doing it worldwide. Okay. But because of what was going on with COVID last year, pretty much this time was the first time that I went home in 7 years, between COVID and just building businesses. So when I got back to the US, I did not realize that everything changed. So like completely everything changed. Retail, brick and mortar, that's half dead. Most of the businesses online, it's about ad sales and traction and who you know on the internet more than, I met Denzel Washington. He don't have nothing on Joe Budden's podcast. You dig what I'm saying? You might know Will Smith. What the fuck does that got to do with Cameron's podcast who's getting 10 million hits a day? Yeah. So I had to restructure my marketing brain in order to figure out how to attack the market in the proper way. So with my group Venmerica, that's my group here where we develop all of our products for the different companies. We have Soul Alley, we have Bum Department, we have Bellamy, which is our equivalent of a Martha Stewart home goods project.
So Venmerica is a Vietnam business or a Singapore holding company? I hear people do either one.
No, it will be a Vietnam business because I'm going to live here, and that's the company here. But you know, I like to be part of the culture. I export and import culture.
Mhm.
So when I say then, that's my homage to this culture because like I was just talking to the was this co-COO of VinFast, right?
Mhm.
And I'm looking at that VF3 Jeep, the little one, not the big truck, the little one, like a little Suzuki. And I sent them a message and I'm like, yo, that's a dope little car. And I put a Wu-Tang sticker on it.
Mhm.
And I said, yo, let me help you get marketing because they opened up a $3 billion facility down in North Carolina. I said, yo, if nobody knows you're the proverbial tree that fell in the woods, nobody know about it, it didn't happen. I don't care how many billions you spent.
Hey, before I forget, so one thing I need to do is saw this friend of mine in the Seattle area. His name is Cheyenne Sailor, right?
Mhm.
He wants me to introduce you to him. Like he does a lot. He's a hip hop artist, a lot of stuff. He doing some stuff with Wu-Tang right now, and I got to connect the two of you.
Which Wu-Tang? There's several Wu-Tangs. So
Oh, yeah.
Sons of Man Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different Wu-Tang
That-
sets running around.
yeah,
So
that
I know RZA. I
Yeah.
know Meth,
Okay.
Raekwon. I know
Okay.
those guys. You know what I mean? So when you talk about which Wu-Tang
Yeah.
is it
because he introduced you like doing some shoe manufacturing stuff out here. So
Okay.
I introduced the two of you.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like